Welcome to United Fans TV, where each week we take a look at all things red from the fans' perspective. Coming up this week, we have a video diary from the recent trip to Lisbon, an interview with fans group Must, as well as the weekend's trip to Stoke and a Champions League roundup.
It's middle of September and it's boiling hot. I'm in Portugal. I've come to watch Manchester United in Lisbon against Benfica. United have played here many times against Benfica and against Sporting, and they played in Portugal against Porto several times as well. It's the first time in the Portuguese capital since 2007 when United played Sporting Lisbon. We also played Benfica in 2005, which was one of the low points of Sir Alex Ferguson's career. At a time, a lot of United fans were calling for the United manager to be sacked, and how he has turned it round since then, how he has proved people wrong. Benfica are not the giants that they once were. The team who won the European Cup twice in the 60s with great players like Eusebio, and who played against Manchester United in the 1968 final. There's about 3,000 United fans come over to Lisbon. Everyone's happy, they're out in the squares and in the streets. The beer's flowing, the weather's fantastic, and we've just come in a building just off where there's loads of United fans for a bit of peace and quiet. Not a bad place, is it?
Hi, it's Steve Armstrong from Moston, out here in Lisbon to watch United.
You've been happy how United have done this, Stephen?
It's been one of the best starts we've had for the season for years.
Which players have most impressed?
Phil Jones. I think Anderson's been fantastic. All the usual suspects are playing pretty well, Rooney, but Phil Jones and Anderson I think have been the stars this season.
How important do you think Phil Jones can be to Manchester United?
I think he's going to be there for years. I think the beauty of Phil Jones is he seems to love being at United, loves being at the club. I think he's got everything about his game. Him and Smalling, I think, are going to be the United's defence for the next 10, 15 years.
You're into your dog, your pet dog, Mosty. Would you swap him for Phil Jones? If Phil Jones said, it's me or
Mosty.
Me or the dog?
No, Mosty first. Mosty, United, wife.
Then Phil Jones.
In that order.
Manchester City.
No, don't start me off on them.
Do you consider them to be our main rivals?
They are the main rivals, full stop. They've always been our main rivals. This time they're there on the pitch.
How do you think United will do in the league this year?
Champions.
In the European Cup?
Can't see us overall in Barcelona, but if we get 3 good trips in the group stages, quarter-finals, semi-finals, then that'll do me.
You happy with the draw for the group stages and the trips?
The draw's been brilliant this year. First time we've had 3 proper away trips for a long time.
Predict the score in Lisbon?
I'll take a draw, but I think we might just nick it 1-0.
This is the front page of A Bola, which is the leading Portuguese sport paper on the day of the game. That means a full house tonight between the Devils in the hell in the Stadium of Light. Rooney obviously is the front page. It says there he's the best English player at the moment, and Pablo Aimar, great player formerly with Valencia, is also on the cover. He returns to play tonight. And if you look inside, there are match reports from last night's game in the Champions League involving Porto, and then it comes on to the game. We have no shame and we'll have ideas, says the Benfica coach, and it says that Aimar returns to play in the team. Aimar obviously a fantastic player with lots of European experience. Aside from that, there's only one Portuguese player in the starting lineup for Benfica, There's 4 Brazilians, 3 Argentinians, Paraguayan. So Benfica have almost become a clearinghouse for South American talents on the way to bigger clubs in Europe. And that's the predicted United team. They're saying that Berbatov is going to start. I'm not convinced that is going to happen, and I'm not sure that Anderson will start either. I think there'll be a lot of changes, and that's what the manager has said. But it's a full house, so there's a lot of anticipation, and everyone's really looking forward to the game.
I'm a United fan, United supporter, season ticket holder here in Lisbon, beautiful Lisbon.
How long have you been watching United, Dominic?
Most of my life, from before I can remember, but a season ticket holder for 16 years.
What do you like about the European away trips?
Beer. And getting away from the missus and the kids. Having a proper holiday, I think, is getting to mine, I think, more than anything else.
What have been your favourite European away trips over the years?
Recently, Valencia was great last season. We had a really good local support and absolutely fantastic, day out. Chicharito was one of the first goals for United. It was absolutely fantastic.
How do you think United will do this season in Europe?
I hope that it maintains the same as we've had it domestically. We've had a cracking start to the season, absolutely fantastic from a goals perspective, and I hope it maintains in Europe. It's never the same game, to be fair. But, I think if we get a good start, especially here tonight, I think we should do okay.
Finally, predict the score of the game in the Stadium of Light between Benfica and Manchester United.
I'm going to go with 3-0. I think we've got a strong defence. I think some of the old guard will get out tonight, I think, with Chelsea in mind for Sunday. But I'd like to see us keep a clean sheet and get a few goals.
It's a beautiful afternoon here in Lisbon, and there's United fans milling about all around the city, taking the sun, taking a beer. Going to get on the metro now and head up towards the ground, the famous Stadium of Light.
Mas não sei se vou para este lado. Obrigada. Você está aqui com o que
This is outside the Stadium of Light, about 4 hours before kick-off. I'm in the shade because it's really hot. This is the statue of Eusebio, not just the greatest ever Benfica player, but the greatest ever Portuguese player. It will be interesting in some years to come to see how Cristiano Ronaldo is held and what esteem he's held, because he's clearly as good as Eusebio was at the same stage as his career. Very low-key atmosphere. Couldn't be anything but when it's so hot. And there's a wall with names of Benfica fans. Almost all of them seem to be called Jose or João. It's one of the training pitches which Benfica use. It's the latest artificial surface. They're just watering it at the moment. It's amazing how the word megastore, which started at Old Trafford, is now used throughout Europe. English words, not Portuguese at all. Yet you find megastores from Camp Nou to the Stadium of Light. There's an hour and a half to kick off, and I'm stood behind the giant eagle, which is a symbol of Benfica. I hope he's cooler and what everybody else is. It's very, very hot. You can see the traffic building on the roads around the stadium. It's a sellout crowd, and the fans are arriving. 65,000 expected tonight. The old Stadium of Light held 127,000, and that was demolished in the 90s. And this one was built, the new Stadium of Light, on the same site, and it was built for 2004, the European Championships, which were held in Portugal. There's a Stadium of Light 1 hour before kick-off. And this is the United section.